Good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Bob TV, host of the Rob Report, Big Rob Reviews, Winning with Love broadcasts, and the Bobby Brown Show. And I want to talk. I just want to talk as we get closer to the election. September, October, November. We got less than 2 months before we elect a new president or re-elect the same. Give me a moment. I like to check up here because here I can't see who's online. And I don't want you to think I'm neglecting people, like faithful people, like Karen. And a host of other people, as always, up here, like Propaganda and a host of other people. I'm going to show you something and let you know where I stand concerning politics.
If Wall Street...
Give me a moment. I don't know. Let me delete that. I don't know why that thing keep popping up. All right, so let's see if I can pull this up. There we go. I want you to look at that for a second. This is the median net worth by race. This is from the Brookings.edu. This is from the Brookings Institute. And I wish I could zoom into this. But it says median net worth by race and ethnicity from 1989 to 2016. And it's 2020 now. And it has not gotten better for particular races. And you look at the bottom stretch, the top stretch, this is the growth of white wealth in America. It dipped under Obama. And people wonder why Trump and white supremacists and things like that are aggressively supporting Trump is because of things like this. Most of them probably haven't even seen this chart. Now in here, they got all families. Others, they got Hispanic growth kind of coming up, but it's almost a little bit, 2016, a little bit above ours. Now, look, I live in New York. And I live in New York. And yes, we are a melting pot. Everybody, every color, shape, sizes, you name it, is here. The community I live in is multicultural. You got them from Latinos to Africans to Somalians to ADOS to, Jewish people. We got all kind of communities live in my particular community. I mean, and we do what we can to love one another, cherish one another, respect one another, and all that. I mean, we don't have a lot of tension that goes on here. At least I don't see it. But this community is a representation of what America should be. Saying all that, I see more Hispanic businesses in the Bronx than blacks or in New York in general. You go to certain parts of New York, you'll see more black businesses, but most of those black businesses are primarily immigrant businesses. You go to Queens, you see a lot of Jamaican businesses. You'll see a lot of, you'll see a lot of African businesses. You'll see a lot of, you just see a lot of businesses from overseas. But you don't see that many black-owned business. When I mean black-owned, you don't see that many ADOS. I mean, we started to thrive in businesses, building our own neighborhoods in places like Harlem, certain places of the Bronx, and even all across the country. We built our own communities. We did business with our community first, just like any other. And that's not being prejudiced. That's not being segregationalist. That's not being separate. That's not preaching separatism. It's just the way it is. Most Chinese people that live in Chinatown go eat in Chinatown. They go to school in Chinatown. They do everything in Chinatown. Do that mean they're being separatists or segregationists? No. They know how to venture out and go do businesses in Park Slope, in the Jewish communities and things like that. They know how to go to the Bronx to or go to Spanish Harlem and do some business there, but they primarily support their community. But when we started to fight for civil rights, and I tell people there's a difference between civil rights, there's a difference between civil rights and black economics or black rights. There's a difference. My community called ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves. And I wish we can limit, I mean, that name is perfect for us because we never really had a true identity, because we always got mixed up with black culture in general, and nothing wrong with that. You know, but we have to identify who we are, because oftentimes people come to this country that's black and they look down on ADOS as if we have a problem coming up in life. And what kind of pissed me off is you don't understand us, bruh. You don't understand what we had to go through. You don't understand the struggle. You only read it in the history book. You haven't participated in it. Number one, the reason you're in America today is because we, ADOS, fought for immigrant rights. We fought harder for immigrant rights than we fought for black economics, black justice. We fought hard for civil rights versus black rights. And this is probably the reason why YouTube is suppressing my channel. This is probably the reason why I went from 10,500 to 10,200, because nobody wants to talk about these issues, and it rubbed people the wrong way. And people want to make it always about class instead of color. And the reason it's the classes are affected is because primarily the certain segments of class are people of color, and certain segments in class are primarily black. As you just saw in that chart right there, black, the Native American black, the ADOS blacks are suffering tremendously when it comes to the wealth gap. And that was by design. From the Reconstruction, we never got what was promised to us. From the moment that we were emancipated, which wasn't when Lincoln said it, but the moment we started to get to that level where we can start achieving true Emancipation Proclamation, it's been proclaimed, but we still haven't received it. It's because we never got to reap the reward of the hard work, the hard toil, the sweat, the tears, the blood, the trail of blood, you know, the burning bodies and the strange fruits and things like that. We never really got a chance to reap the benefit. We were tortured and tormented, and we never got we never recouped anything from that. Shout out to the Jewish community. They can go through a Holocaust and the whole entire world will come together and offer them reparations. No long drawn studies, no policy here and there. I mean, no, they came together and they figured it out and they paid them. Same thing with the Japanese community. Same thing with the Native American and even slave owners. Even slave owners. They got reparations for the loss they was going to achieve by not having slaves to do all their free work for them. It's a serious business. And yet people want to look at us, including black people, want to shame other black people because they're taking a stance and saying no more. You are not going to slut us out this year. Now, I had the t-shirts. I really never advertised it, but the t-shirt is no more slut vote. We're not going to be your slut politicians. You're not just going to come to us and try to shame us and embarrass us and fear us into supporting your candidacy without you giving something up in return. That ain't happening no more. And I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you're scared. I don't care if you hate me. You can all not visit this channel no more. I can go back to 10 and 10 alone. Because I'm not going to sell my morality, and I'm not that much of a moral guy, but there's certain things that I stand strong on. You know, I fall short just like anybody else. I never try to claim to be all that. But I know one thing, my community is dying. Y'all talk, I mean, you got people talk about the Green New Deal, and, you know, if we don't do something about the climate, we're heading toward an iceberg, and I believe that. And I support that. But it's not my priority. My priority is getting my people from that bottom load to the top. Civil rights and equal rights are not the same thing. And don't you dare think it is. It is not the same. Equal rights mean the same thing that you have access to. I want it. I deserve it. Black people do not have, especially ADOS, especially the one who came from slave lineage, should have the same benefits and the same reward as white society that came here from the foundation. Neither one of us are originally from here. And yeah, I do believe the Native Americans should have, look, this was their land. And look, honestly speaking, there's a lot of black Indians. And a lot of black Indians in my family, that is true. A lot of dark-skinned Indians were thrown in the slave trade. They were looking, let me tell you something. There were people who was hunting for blacks. That's why, the 12 Years of Slaves is a good movie. Get a chance, go take a look at that. They were hunting for blacks to put back in the slave market. The laws began to change. The laws changed one direction to free slaves up, and then it changed back to making slaves back the property of a slave owner. And there were literally people hunting for slaves like people were hunting for deer. Some would shoot and kill us like it was a sport. They don't talk about that in history. Human hunting is a real thing. And then there was some who would lasso us and tie us up and throw us in the back of something and take us to be bought into slavery. All again, free slave with papers. You are not going to slut us out, Democratic Party. And we definitely ain't going to let the Republican Party slutting us out. You can't even touch us. I may be a slut, but you still ain't worthy of my sluttiness. And I say that, I don't say that proudly, but we as a black community has been slutting out our vote and not getting nothing in return. We have been just giving up the goodies. We've been giving up the nappy dugout, as Ice Cube said. We've been giving up these goodies to the Democratic Party for free. Well, I wouldn't say we gave it up for free, but we were swooned. We were romanced. We were bromance, whatever kind of mans you could think about it, by the Democratic Party, thinking they were going to do something for us. And they got us on 5, 10, 20 years later. I told you about the girl who I was dating for a long time. She finally said, look, Rob, look here. Bruh, I've done everything for you. I don't want to be just your girlfriend no more. I want to be married. I want to be married and I want to have some kids, and I need you to step up, bruh. If she gave me an ultimatum, and I was going to say ultim stadium. A lot of men will not marry you until you give them an ultimatum. It's usually the man that gives them an ultimatum. Ladies, you have every right to tell a man, look, bruh, I cook, I clean, I give it to you in the bedroom just like you like it. Even though I may not like it, I give it to you because you like it. I go to your mama. I can't stand your mama, but I go and smile and you know. I do all that for you, and you want me to be your girlfriend one more year from now? Nah, bruh. Nah, doc. I've been through hell and high water. I might be peaking. I'm sorry, guys. I've gone through hell and high water to prove to you that I'm committed to you, that I'm devoted to you, and I love you, and I got your back and willing to do anything for you long as I get something in return. I don't expect much, but do something for me. Do something. Show your appreciation for me some way, somehow. The same thing with the Democratic Party. Democratic Party try to swoon us. Oh, they sing to us, sing those, Temptations, Usher song. I mean, they go full Luther Vandross on us, Ronald Isley. They do all that, trying to get in between our sheets. And we let them. And our votes are like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They go back to their boys and say, yo, man, I tore that behind up. I wore it out. I know some of you said, Rob, why you got to go there with the analogy? I can't think of no better analogy. They got us into that bed and wore us out and going back to their friends bragging, knowing that there is no commitment down the road. That's why I have more respect. More respect. Now I get it. I mean, if there's that person that, I mean, you just got the instant chemistry. I mean, it's a connection. I mean, I get that part. But there's some people, man, there's some people you're going to have to make earn your commitment. You don't just give them everything. And to some people, their body is the last mountain that you need to climb, bruh. You ain't getting none of this until you show yourself worthy. And there's nothing wrong with that, and I respect that and I applaud that. I mean, some people just a little easier. They'll give that part up easier, but there's certain parts of their heart or their mind they're not gonna let you have access to. The bottom line is you're not gonna get any freebies. I might let you get this, but bro, you ain't getting this. This is too precious for me. This is my everything. This is protected. And when are we as black people going to start protecting our freedom to vote? Now, some people use that they use that analogy. Well, our forefathers fought and died for us to vote. And that's true. But they ain't fought and died for us to vote for foolishness. And most of them, when they fought to die for us to vote, they had clear, concise mission in their voting. They voted because they wanted to see some change. They didn't vote because we just want to get another racist into office and get the other races out of office because this racist is more kinder to us than the other races. No, it wasn't that. Our forefathers, the purpose of voting was to get some kind of tangibles, to get some kind of manifestation, to get something in return for the vote. We will not be slutted out this year. Now, some of you already made the decision. Hey, I'm just gonna let Joe Biden get this. I'm just gonna let Trump get this. Yeah, they can get it. They can get it. Look, I can't. Look. Don't hate me, man. But that, to me, that's the way I see voting. I see voting as your vote is the most precious, valuable commodity you have in order to have a standing position of value in the United States or in the world community, bar none. Your vote is your most precious asset. I mean, look. Not for nothing. Ladies, you see a brother. See, I don't have no abs. I used to have abs. I really did. I had abs. I had the muscles. I had the whole 9 yards. Then I got married, and my wife and my mother-in-law always wanted to cook stuff that's just going to make me fat. And I was like, why y'all always cooking these cakes and pies? And then when I get home, y'all get mad because I don't eat it. And then if I don't eat the cake and pie, I'm not going to have a good night. Later on the night, you're going to accuse me of not eating your mama's cooking and all that kind of. I wonder why. What's up with that? Well, some people will get you to look a certain way because they don't want nobody else to have you. Oh, my wife wouldn't even let me go outside and mow the yard with no sleeves on. Because back then, I used to have some guns. I mean, I used to work out. About the only thing I'm working out now is probably a fork. Yeah, what's your workout, Robert? Oh, I do some arm lifts, better known as fork lifts. I'm lifting the forks, you know. But you see a guy with abs, and you see a guy, you know, to you he has a nice body and everything, and you, if you didn't watch yourself, you may be attracted to that, and you might be attracted to that sexually, but the guy could be a buffoon. And sure, you probably let him, you know, if you feeling some kind of way, you probably let the man, you know, he can get this. And when you finally let him get it, that and you done got it till you can't get it no more, you realize the dude is a buffoon. He don't know nothing. He has no sense of security. He has no sense of compassion. He's an idiot. But for that moment, he was not an idiot. Once you done got the goodies, that guy got to have a little more to offer you than just that, because man and woman can't live off sex alone and physical attraction alone. You think you can, but we really can't. Same thing for a guy. Look, I was in Brooklyn, man, and you know, I'm over there by the Barclays Center, man, and boy, this girl came out, boy, woo-hoo, splacow. Her butt had to be about a mile long. She had the bottle glass shape. And, you know, that's how some of the African sisters are. You know, she was African. You know, she had everything. That accent. Then I thought to myself, a good thing I've learned from my past not to be motivated by a big butt and a smile. There has to be something more than that. Because I can go on Craigslist and wear out a big butt and a smile, or, you know, back page or whatever. Plus, I got ladies that's close to me that I can call up if I want to do that. But I've learned not to be that way. I learned to put a value on myself, let alone look at her as a person of value. See, my main goal is try not to look past the physical you and look at the real you, your heart, because you're a valuable person. I don't care how fine you are, how big your butt are, how big a chest you got. I don't care about none of that. I kind of care, but it's not a priority. You know, I can do without it, you know. And that's how I feel about the people who I'm going to support in the political space. Look, you're not just, I got value on myself. You should have value on yourself. I'm not going to give you the nappy dugout of my vote unless you recognize how valuable I am. I am of value. You might not think I'm a person of value, but as long as I think I'm a person of value, you're going to respect that one way or the other. You're not just going to get this. I mean, I'm in a position, you know, I'm like, man, she can get it. Or, you know, she probably in a position like, man, Rob can get it if you want to. I appreciate the sentiment. But in all actuality, there's more to you than that. You are a human being. A human being that need to be loved beyond your physical self. You probably work a job that you don't like. You probably have a beautiful family, or you probably going through family struggle. You are more than who you are that I see in my physical image. And I'm letting every politician out here, I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican, Green Party, People's Party, Brand Nubian, the 5% Nation, I don't give a crap where you from. You better recognize I'm a person of value, and I realize that. And black people, you need to realize you are a person of value. And you don't have, you can, if you want to, just give stuff up because that's how I am. You can come get it anytime you want. You don't have to. You can make people earn your loyalty and your commitment. Too long, we as a people have allowed politicians, whether on the left or right, to mistreat us, misrepresent us, don't represent us at all, claim they represent us, and don't do nothing for us. Too long we've done that. When are you going to stop that? Well, I ain't going to stop it. Now is not the day to stop it, according to Michelle Obama. I heard Michelle Obama, some of her speech, What I'm going to do on the Bobby Brown show, I'm going to do a live reaction. I'm going to take a speech from the RNC convention, speeches from the DNC convention, and I'm going to do a live reaction. I'll probably do 1 or 2 per episode because I didn't watch the entire speech on purpose because I want to do a live reaction. But I heard a little bit of Michelle Obama trying to tell us this is not the time. You said that last time, Michelle. Who in the hell are you to tell black people this is not the time? You don't represent us. Nobody represents us. The community represents themselves. You're not the mother of black people. Now, don't get me wrong. You're a black sister. I love you for being, but that got nothing to do with politics. This is not the time to protest. This is not time to say, I'm not going to vote. Let me tell you, son, sister, and anybody out there in YouTube land. By the way, if you don't see this on YouTube, go to BitChute. I got a page I'm building there just in case they demonetize this or take this down. I don't monetize my videos anyway because I don't want to lean on YouTube to supply my needs. But to every boule, every bougie black elite, every sorority sister that's supporting Kamala Harris, to every black elite media acolyte, I don't care who you are. There's a segment in society that has their own thought process, freedom of expression, and you ain't going to be able to control that rolling bowling ball, Martin, Sugar Bear, and all your ilks on your show. You're not going to be able to control that Republican Black Cons, Diamond and Silk, Candace Owen. You're not going to control that. Candace Owen, we know the Democratic Party has taken advantage of black people, but you surely don't think that we're going to assume that the Republican Party is going to do better than what the Democrats done. They're just as bad. So I'm here to tell all you black, we are valuable. In this election, in the face of the fear of another Trump election, or the face of the fear of a Joe Biden election, because there is a lot to fear there, and I'm going to be talking about it in a few days. You're not going to scare us. You're not going to fear-monger us. Folks, do you realize that in the politics of fear-mongering, it never, ever works? It never. Trump is trying to fear people from the radical left. 8 years ago, we were fearing Democrats from the radical right. The Tea Partiers, they're crazy. They're nutwings. Now Trump is trying to do that to the radical left, and the people who he's pointing the finger to as the radical left ain't no more near left than Newt Gingrich. Nancy Pelosi ain't no left than Newt Gingrich. She's a conservative. Joe Biden's a conservative. Kamala Harris is a conservative. All of these things, all these people that's holding power in the Democratic Party right now are nothing but conservatives under the Democratic name. You're not going to fear us. Here's how it's going to go. Right now, the polls is pretty much neck and neck, especially with the margin era. Trump and Biden is neck and neck. Now, Biden was blowing Trump away because Trump was failing so much with the COVID issue. Biden, long as he stayed in the closet and kept his mouth closed, Biden started to take a lead because he didn't have to really work for it. And see, that's the problem with Joe Biden. He figured, I'm going to let Trump hang himself and I'll just smooth my way on to the office. It ain't going to work that way, Joe. It ain't going to work that way. You still going to work for this vote. We got 2 freaking months. And I'm telling you now, you better get your butt out there to work. Because if Trump starts going to the left, he's going to gain more support of those who are not affiliated with the Democratic Party. He's going to get more support from the independents. He's going to get more support from the non-voter. This man is talking about a moratorium on rent. You realize how many people are about to lose their house right now, or about to be thrown out their apartment because they don't have a job, because the stimulus checks have not come, because the unemployment bonuses are not there? Do you realize how many people are facing eviction right now? And Trump is coming in, swooping in as the hero, and y'all letting them do it. Trump is going to outleft you all the way to the White House again, and you're going to be looking stupid. I ain't going to say we. Because I'm telling you right now, you can change this thing just like that. And I told you what to do. I'm telling you right now, if you don't turn this around, you're going to lose in a landslide, and it's going to be worse than Hillary Clinton. Now, here's the thing about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton had a VP that we knew was a corporatist. I call him Corporate Kane, like the WWE. I mean, I'm from Virginia. I know Tim Kaine. Tim is one of the biggest corporatist militarists in the Democratic Party. He's a warmonger and a money-hungry warmonger at that. But people didn't have a negative connotation toward Tim Kaine except that. You got black people who know Kamala Harris ain't got their best interest because her record, she has a history of putting the finger in the feet, knee and all. She George Floyd us while she was the Attorney General of California. She put her knee on black people for years. And that's why you're not going to get a lot of the black vote just because you put her on the ticket. You should have put Stacey Abrams. At least she don't have a history of oppressing black people just like Joe Biden have. But you're going to pick her because you figure her story is American story. Her story is similar to Obama. We don't care about nobody's story. We care about our story. It's about our story. I don't give a crap about Kamala Harris' story, your story, or Trump's story. I don't give a crap about that. It's the story of black Americans and Americans in general that's going through suffering. Because you want to stay in your posture of not doing anything for the people, expecting the people to just support you and go out there and slut vote and give up the vote without something in return. I'm telling you, bruh, you ain't going to say, no, it ain't going to work that way. You're going to start talking about what you're going to do for people in order to get them out to vote for you. Your momentum is low. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, you had no momentum in the first place, Joe Biden. It was either no Biden or no Trump. And people are going to the polls on that alone. And that is going to bring out, it's going to cause a low turnout because people don't have an excitement to go vote. Obama, 2008, I worked on the Obama campaign. We were excited. Now, I didn't know Obama personally, but I knew what he was running on, even though most of that stuff he didn't do. But at least he showed himself to be a populist. America fell in love with him. Man, we had white women saying, white women was like, I just need to see you. I just need to touch you. You're so beautiful. He's a beautiful man. Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole con. When he got in office, we saw how beautiful he was, and he definitely wasn't showing his beauty to black people. Of course, he gave us a good image, but image is not enough. Policies, baby. Policies will get you in the White House and keep you in the White House. And if Trump started doing policies and you ain't going to do no policies, it's going to be your fault the Democrats lost. It's not going to be my fault. It's not the independent fault. It's not the non-voters' fault. It's not even half the Democratic Party who may support you fault you lost. It's your fault because you cannot win an election just getting your base out. You got to go outside your base and pull on people who are outside the base, who are outside on the base on purpose. And you got to find some way to get them to be on your side. And right now, assuming that they're just going to follow you because most of the world is scared of a Trump election, it ain't so, Joe. It ain't so. It ain't so. I don't care if you're running for governor. I don't care if you're running for mayor. I don't care if you're running for sheriff. And a lot of judges, people talking about, oh, Trump fast track. Look, people trying to tell people, look, you need to get out there and elect Joe Biden because Trump is going nutwing with these judges. Yeah, but you do realize Trump cannot appoint a judge on his own. He can appoint him, but they ain't got, he could point him, but they don't get in the seat by themselves. They got to have support. And most of the judges that Trump appointed, the U.S. judges that Trump appointed, Chuck Schumer fast-tracked them, made it quicker and easier for them to get in office. So don't come to me with this, oh, our number one referendum is get rid of Trump. No, it's not. No, it's not, because if it was your number one referendum to get rid of Trump, you would do exactly what it would take to get rid of Trump. Now, I told you in 2016, it's not important just to beat Trump. It's important to put somebody in office who can defeat Trump, and it's important to push things that will get people out to get that person in office to defeat Trump. And you cannot skip that. You can't. I'm warning you. I was right about 2016, and I'm going to be right about 2020. Joe Biden, your name being Barack Obama VP ain't enough to get you to win, bruh. Stop riding off the coattail of a black man. We already got somebody doing that as the president. Trump is riding the coattail of Obama's economic policies that got us out the ditch. And that too. Got us out the ditch and back on riding plane now. Stop riding off that. Stop riding off Obama. You're not Obama. You're not Obama 08, and you sure ain't Obama 2012. Heck, I didn't even like Obama 2012. But definitely 2008 Obama, you ain't it. Kamala ain't it. And you need more than that. See, Obama ran on policies at the time. And the extension of policies is what got him the nomination in 2012. Bottom line, he did nothing for black people. And black people are bitter about that. And we're not going to be fooled. Fool me once. Shame on you, Obama. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you fooled me twice. And shame on me. And we're not falling for that no more. So, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Simone Sanders, all you black bootlicks that's kissing Joe Biden behind, James Clyburn, to all you black bootlegs, to all you black bootlicks from the media on down, I'm telling you right now, as a ADOS, I'm telling you right now, as a progressive, second, I'm ADOS first, as a progressive second. I'm not on the left or right. Progressives are not always on the left. There's some right progressives, conservative progressive. There's some conservative views I have. Okay? I'm here to tell you something right now, bruh. This is a dire warning. I'm going to put warning on the thumbnail of this video. This is a dire warning. Trump has caught up with you in the polls. Trump is about to surpass you if he starts pushing policies. All Trump have to do is stop talking about Joe Biden and talk about what he's going to do for America again. Even though we know he's lying through his teeth, but people want to hear about what you're going to do for me, not what you want us to do for you. Now, that was fine for Kennedy when he was running for office. Ask not what you can do for your country. Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That was fine back in the 60s. But it's 2020 now. I put you in office for the country to do for us. I'd be dang if I'm going to keep doing that. So here's the deal, Joe Biden, and even Trump. He who can put forth policies that's going to lift the black people, ADOS, out of that sad position of wealth, he who is going to stand firm and say, I'm going to do whatever I can to close that wealth gap between blacks and white. And if that means reparation, and it does, I'm pushing reparations. If that means a lump cash payment, a big one at that, to even the playing field, I'm pushing that. Not only that, I'm going to, and because I need all blacks on my team, majority. I don't need to be losing because I want to be a stubborn asshole. Excuse my language, Lord. But it's true. If you lose, it's because you're stubborn. If you want to get majority of black people support, especially black American support that linked to slavery, you better give them reparations and you better push their, not yours, black agenda. Second, You need to go to these progressives because most of the progressives are outside the party. Most of the progressive inside the party is not supporting you. And only these so-called people that are scared. Cowards, I call them. Oh, you going to call Cornel West a coward? What else I supposed to say? Anybody that's going to support Joe Biden knowing Joe Biden's record? I mean, I don't want to shame nobody. No, you do whatever you want to do. It's just me. To me, it's a coward move that you're not going to push this man when it's 2 months till the election. You're going to go give your vote up that freely. I would not, even if I was going to, hold my nose, so to speak, and vote for Joe Biden, I'm not going to let him know that when we still got time. You will never get what you want in negotiations by giving up so easy. You can ask any union, you can ask any business leader, dude, I got to play hardball with you. I'm not just going to give up the first day into negotiations. I'm trying to get $20 an hour. They say $12 an hour. And I just say, oh, well, I guess, it's better than nothing. Man, that's cowardly. Everybody who's out there saying I'm going to vote, you're doing black people a disservice. You're doing progressives a disservice. You're doing the Democratic a disservice. You're doing democracy a disservice just by saying I'm going to support this person without nothing in exchange. You got to push it all the way to the ballot box. I wouldn't even tell nobody I'm supporting somebody. I would never do that. Because who I vote for in that voting booth is between me and my God. Nobody else. And when I come out, when people say, who did you vote for? I'll tell them none of your business. I may say I ain't voted for Trump and I ain't voted for Biden. Is that enough for you? But if you want to go down the ticket, I can tell you who down the ticket I vote from the sheriff to the judge to community leader to community board leader. I can tell you that if I choose to. But ain't no way I'm going to give up the goods before the day we go say our vows to one another. Now, look, this is 2020 and hey, it's not illegal and it's fun. And if you got that person that you can connect with on an intimate way like that, it is what it is. But don't keep giving them, you still got to place some kind of value on yourself. You got to still hold some part of you back from somebody. You still got to do that. You still got to show that you're a person of value. Somebody trying to call me. You still got to show yourself a person of value. You just have to. You cannot allow yourself to be seen as a slut. And anytime you go around saying, I'm going to voice my support before it's time to voice your support, it's doing a disservice. You actually think just because you're Cornel West or, whoever, that you saying Joe Biden is going to get people to join you in supporting Joe Biden? You being named Bernie Sanders is going to get most people who did support you to support Joe Biden? You really think your fame can draw people into supporting that guy? No. You always make this personal. You want my vote, Joe? You're going to have to earn it. If Trump beat you to it, that's not my fault. That's your fault. I don't like Trump. I think Trump is a pathological lying, bigot, racist with rape allegations. I don't think he's smart enough to be a Hitler, even though you think he can. Now, he might get some advisors to help him, but I don't think he's smart enough to be a Hitler. I also don't like Joe Biden because he's a pathological lying, bigot, racist with rape allegations also, who I tend to think has the ability to be the next Hitler, if you want to use that term. Why? Because he has a relationship, a loving, long relationship with both the right and left. Trump ain't got that. See, if the Senate and House goes to the Democrat, it doesn't matter if Trump president. because man cannot live on executive orders alone. You can still muzzle Trump. But if you give the man the power of the presidency and the House and Senate all in line with him, with the Republicans seeing him as a good old friend, you got unlimited power. You don't have checks and balances. See, the thing about Joe Biden is Joe Biden has been on record successful of whipping up votes from Democratic and Republicans to push racist policies. On record. Trump has an opposition with the Democratic Party. The only thing they can come together on is taxes and funding the military and corporatism. They even come together when it comes to law and order. And Joe Biden is in agreement with Donald Trump when it comes to law and order. And I'm quite sure Kamala Harris is in agreement with Donald Trump when it comes to law and order. That's one of the reasons why Donald Trump gave money into Kamala Harris's campaign as Attorney General, because she's right on point with Trump when it comes to law and order. Let's put these Negroes in jail. And Joe Biden say, I second that. They're all one and the same. That's why I'm not going to be fooled. We're not going to be your slut, DNC. We're not going to be your slut, RNC. Joe Biden, we're not going to slut vote you. And I say we because there's a lot of people that stand in my position. You're not going to keep using us and not. No, baby. No, sweetheart. No. You want some of this? You're going to have to earn it. I'm not just going to give it up to you. I'm valuable. I'm precious. I'm of high value. And if you want some of this, you're going to earn it. I'm not just going to give it to you. And I may want to give it to you, but I'm not just going to give it to you. I got to see how valuable you are. I got to see if you're going to value me, respect me, honor me. I don't want to be your slut. I was your slut for 5 years. Now that's up. That's over with. In other words, I was giving up the goods, asking for nothing in return. But now it's time for you to pay up or shut up. You're going to have to pay to play, bruh. You have to pay to play. My pastor told me this, and I use it to this day. Either you're going to pay now and play later, or you're going to play now and pay later. For too long, we as black society have played with these party politics too long, and we're paying for it. Look at that wealth gap. It is nowhere near closing, and as of now, there's nothing going to close that. So now we got to turn the tables. You're going to pay now so we can play later. And believe me, you're going to pay. It's up to you how we play, how you pay. You can pay now by offering concessions so we can play later, or you can pay now by ignoring us so you can pay later. It's up to you, Joe Biden. It's up to you, Democratic Party. Stop using us. Stop slutting us out. You're not going to slut us out to your politicians in your party. Black people, it's time for us to detach ourselves from parties, become independent, and make them come to us for a vote. It's time for you to gain your power. You'll never find power. Black power do not come within political parties. You can get elected, but that don't mean you got the power, because they still control the power. You ask anybody that try to challenge a Democrat, you ask Ayanna Pressley, if it wasn't Bernie Sanders in our revolution giving her money, they wasn't trying to get her to run for that seat in Massachusetts. They was trying to give that over to the Kennedys. If it wasn't for Bernie Sanders and our revolutions coming to her side, she wouldn't be in that position right now. Somebody came to her aid. And that's the way we need to be. We need to be in a position now to say, hey, look, we're strong in numbers. ADOS is strong in numbers. Even progressives are strong in numbers. You want to become a political juggernaut? You want to get a position in the halls of Congress, in the halls of the state house, in your local assembly? Look at us. We'll go out there and support you, but this is what you're going to have to do. This is what you're going to have to push. This is what you're going to have to support. There's no wait till I get elected, then I'm going to talk about this. No, you're going to talk about this now or you ain't getting elected. And I'm telling you, Joe Biden, you're going to get whooped. Trump is going to beat you, and it's going to be your fault. You cannot blame the voters. You can't shame the voters. We're not going to allow you to shame us. Fool on you. That ain't going to happen. We're going to tell you to kiss off, and we're going to turn this around to you. If you lose this election, it's because you was too stubborn to support our agenda. You want us to push you in office to support your agenda. Nah, those days are gone. We're not supporting your vision of America. You're going to support our vision of America. Now, there's a platform. There's multiple platforms out here. The progressives have their platform that if you're not going to support, they're not going to support you. ADOS have their platform. If you're not going to support them, they're not going to support you. So what you got to do is you got to pick up those platforms and you got to preach it. If you don't preach it, if you don't push it, and you don't get their support, you got nobody else to blame but your own doggone self. Now, the choice is, where are you going to stand? Are you going to play around with this thing and pay for it later at the polls? Are you going to pay the price now by offering concessions so you can play at the polls with a huge, decisive win against Trump? Now, folks, you got to understand this. Joe Biden is one of the biggest liars ever. He's up there on the level with Trump and Hillary Clinton. Those are some of the three biggest liars of all time. They can't be trusted. But you got to give them a shot. You got to give them a shot. And here's the shot that you give them. You go to them. And for all you people who want to vote, all you people on Bernie Kratz Facebook group, and all you people on Black Electorate Facebook group, yeah, I'm calling you out. Instead of cutting people off, kicking me out of the group, I'm your best help. I'm your best help. Why are you trying to muzzle me? I thought we were in America. I thought freedom of speech was free. Why you want to muzzle me when I'm telling you the very thing that you need to do to win? You're not going to win with hate Trump, fear Trump. That ain't going to get people out to the polls. That's not going to bring enthusiasm. That's not going to give people the energy to get up out their bed and go stand in a polling line with their mask on or to mail in a ballot. Some people ain't going to mail in a ballot. They're going to look at that ballot and throw it in the trash. Why? Because you didn't give them no reason to open up the ballot and to sign it. The fear of Trump is not enough. Now, some people are buying into that. Most people ain't going to buy. We're not scared enough. Well, you know, the blacks going to vote Democratic anyway. Yeah, well, that's changing. It's going to be a slow change, but it is changing, and it starts with this election. It started with last election. Trump gained support in the black community. Why? Because he was talking populism, and Hillary Clinton was not. And even though he was lying, Hillary Clinton refused to. Hillary Clinton said she's not going to do none of that stuff. Trump said, yeah, I'm going to do it with his fingers crossed behind his back. But at least he said, I'm going to do it. And people would rather believe and trust that he may do it versus vote for a person who already said they ain't going to do it. Here we got Kamala Harris on the grill say, you think I'm just going to do something just for black people? No. And you expect black people to support this lady when she said, no. When you got a man who stood there and said, you elect me to office, nothing fundamentally is going to change. Nothing. These people told you they're not going to do nothing for you, but you're going to slut vote and give up the slut anyway. Black people, I'm telling you, we're growing in numbers. It may not be fast, but we're saying we're not going to be your slut. And I'm telling every politician, you look at me dead now. I'm telling you right now, we're not going to be your sluts. We're valuable, we're precious, and we have high value. You want our vote? See, we the one been putting you in office over the hump for 40 years. We put people like Doug Jones into office, and he been voting with Trump since. We put people like, your boy in Virginia, can't think of his name right now. We put him in office. Another bigot into office, and he's done nothing for black people. We've been to bat and gotten you over the hump And you, in some cases, you barely, if it wasn't for black people, you wouldn't be a competition. If it wasn't for us, you would not be a competition, because nobody, gay, straight, Latino, it doesn't matter, white women, none of that, go out in the 90% and vote for you, your behind. It's going to change. We're tired of this mess. We're tired of being committed and loyal and supporting you, and you don't do nothing for us. And we're telling you now, you will do something for us, or you're going to start losing worse than you ever lost. And you can't blame the voter. You can't blame Trump. You got to blame yourself. This is an easy win for you, Joe. This is an easy win for you. All you have to do is push these policies. Push a black agenda with reparation, with cash payments, and push some of these progressive policy. You'll get people coming out to you in a landslide, excited to vote for you. You need to talk about it, and you need to commit to it. Because we know when somebody's just BSing us, and you can say, I'm going to do all these things, and we know you ain't going to do it. But if you really genuinely put in some policies and build something around it, you will get us to come out and vote for you. Until then, don't expect us to do anything. I stand in a position right now that I'm not giving you jack until I'm assured that you're going to support the policies that's going to help my community come from that bottom line up to that top line. If you are not pushing those policies to take us from the bottom to the top, kiss my behind, you're not getting my vote. You can throw Trump into my face all you want. But I'm telling you, you can get my vote. But it requires these things to close that wealth gap. And if you're for those things to close the wealth gap, you got my vote, even though I don't like it, even though I can't stand you, even though I think you're a bigot, you can get my vote. You can get it. You can get it. But you got to give us something for it. You're not just going to get it because if you ain't supporting me, you ain't black, bruh. Go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. We're not your dummies, we're not your fools, and we're not your idiot that you can say something asinine as that. Bruh. You don't push policies to close the wealth gap. If you don't push policies to make life easier for working people, especially for the black people who's suffering the most under all of this, then why in the hell will we support you? Nothing fundamentally is going to change in my administration. You will actually say something as dumb as that when you running for office. I ain't gonna do nothing just for black people. No, you're gonna actually say that when you run for office. Assuming I can say and do anything I want and you ain't going nowhere. That is what you call a ignorant boyfriend. You think you can smack that woman around, lay up, go have sex with 13 women and be caught 3 times in her face and not expect eventually for her to leave you alone? Like I was telling a friend of mine, you ain't make my leg shake that bad, dude. You ain't shaking her leg that good, bruh. You ain't making her leg shake that good to the point where she ain't going to finally say enough. And what's going to happen is somebody who genuinely care for her and love her is going to come in the picture, and you're going to lose her forever. And that is on the horizon. Anyway, I talk too much. Let me get off this thing. I'm telling everybody that's running for office, you bet not assume this election that black people are just going to support you, number one, because you're black. And you bet not think they're going to support you because you're a Democrat. And you could be a black Democrat, and don't you dare think black people are just going to support you because you're a black Democrat. Because we already know from family that skin folks ain't always your kin folks. Just because you black don't mean you got black interests at heart. We learned that with the Obama administration. Much as people idolize Obama, what policies did Obama push to alleviate the suffrage of black people, let alone ADOS? If you can tell me particular policies that were pushed to bring ADOS up, put it in the comment section. Particular policies now, not this all around rising tide, lift all boats crap. I'm telling you people, I'm not interested in that. We've been doing that for decades and black people still end up at the bottom of the barrel. That rising tide, lift all boats crap ain't working for black people. So it's time for black people to say, no, hold up on that rising tide. Let's handle this business over here before we even get in the water. Keep your ship and keep your waves. Let's handle some business before we get in the water. I don't want your rising tide until you take care of that. Once you take care of that, then we can get on the boat and ride these waves. Until then, miss me. Anyway, guys, I'm done. I had to get that off my chest. Yeah, man. You know, son, I'm going to tell you something. Man, I lost my wallet a couple weeks ago, man, and I can't stand this mess, man. Can't stand it. And I got people who want to donate money. I'm like, bro, hold on to your money. Because you can, unless you're going to mail it in the envelope cash, I ain't nothing I can do with it because I got to have my driver's license. I got to get my driver's license in order to get the money out. You know what? I got money in the bank right now that I can go to the bank, but I can't get it out the bank right now because I don't have my ID. They want to see a state ID. I can't even get a state ID because that means I need to pay for it with a credit card. I'm in a mess right now, man. I've been homebound pretty much, thanks to COVID. NYCT Transit was allowing free bus rides. I just bought a Metro card for the week, unlimited riding for the week. It was in my wallet. My ID card to get money out the bank in my wallet. My bank card in my wallet. Oh boy. But it'll be all over in the morning. Let me see who's up here because I don't do that as often. So let me see who's up here. Alrighty. We got a bunch of people up here. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to the show. All right. There's a lot of people commenting up here. What's up, Mr. X? What's up, Ann? What's up, Angeline R? Faithful one. What's up, Tatiana? Always here. KD, what's up? Karen, always there. One of my biggest supporters, her and Tatiana. I can go through all these comments, but it's a lot of comments up here, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But look, guys, do me a favor, okay? YouTube has been suppressing me. I honestly don't believe I lost 300 people in the last 90 days. I mean, I'm not Tim Black. I'm not Nico House. I'm not Jamal Thomas. Those guys got a chance to speak at the People's Convention. I'm going to do my own video speaking on behalf of the Movement for a People Party. I'm going to do my own support for the party, but I am going to put something that party need to do to really lift them up and get them in a position where they're valuable. But I know I ain't lose that many people. Come on now, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. You're suppressing me. You're suppressing me and hoping to depress me, and you're not. But I'm still grateful. I'm grateful with any kind of viewership. But go check your subscribe button because YouTube will unsubscribe you without your permission. Why? Because they're a bunch of tyrants. And hit the notification bell and make sure you're on always, because a lot of you don't even know when I go live or when I post a video. Wow. All right, somebody just did a super chat. Afro Cool. Appreciate your work, Bob. We demand policies, no symbolism. ADOS Chicago. What's up, my brother? I appreciate the $20 super chat. And guys, if you do want to support the stream, you can always do it through paypal.me/BobTVNYC. It's instant. I ain't got to wait almost a whole month for YouTube to do that, and oftentimes YouTube it takes but I do appreciate the chat, brother. And you're right. I'm not letting up from this, man. I'm not letting up to this. Look, I do believe we should have universal. I do believe nobody in this country should be paying for health care. I do believe that. I do believe that nobody in this country should be paying for public colleges because we already pay out our taxes for that. I do support that, but I don't support that nowhere equal and the same as I support closing this wealth gap, as I support blacks from this country getting their just due reward. I support it, but it's not top of my list. And maybe that's why I lost a lot of support, because a lot of progressives think I should champion their causes more than black causes. I just can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't. I mean, I got you. I'm with you, but it's not priority to me. This is priority to me. And this is my litmus test. And if none of these politicians are, if you're going to discount these litmus tests, I'm discounting you. And I'm willing to go to the grave over it. If you're going to die for something noble. And seeing my people come up to the level as white people, when we both came in this country almost the same time, just different ways, then I'm going to die on that sword. I don't plan on dying, don't want to die. I won't live forever. But some things are worth sacrificing. Like I always say, I'd rather die achieving the possible than live in the mediocre. I'm not your mediocre dude. I'm just not. And these things are very important to me. And it's important that I stand by my principles, and nobody is going to shake me. I'm going to disagree with some of your favorite YouTubers, and I can love them to life, but I'm going to disagree with them. And I'm going to disagree with some of your favorite leaders in the movement. Like, I don't agree with Cornel West's support, or anybody saying they're going to support somebody without asking or demanding something in return before they give them those. And then you got people like Cornel West, God bless his heart, brilliant mind, saying something, to me, the dumbest thing that he could ever say is, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden, but I ain't endorsing him. Dude, you just gave him the biggest endorsement of his life. He could say, look, even Cornel West with me. Bernie Sanders is going to vote for me. Cornel West, your vote is the biggest endorsement that you can give a politician. They don't care about nothing else but that, because that's the thing that they have to earn most. Your vote is your biggest endorsement. So I don't agree with Cornel West on that. And I love the dude, but, you know, I just don't agree with that guy. So, wow, another $20 super chat. Moni Love, what's up, sister? Keep holding them accountable. ADOS Inland Empire. Welcome, my California sister. I appreciate the super chat. And nah, man, I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to stay on this. And if I have to go down from 10,000 subscribers to 10, so will it be. Now, I got another channel where I teach on loving. And you may not agree with some of those teachings, but you can love somebody and still be in their face saying, because I love you, this ain't happening. And because I love this country, and because I love my people, I'm not giving you my vote for free. You're going to earn this vote. We're valuable and we're precious. And, you know, look, honestly speaking, you know, I'm not a bad looking brother. I'm not Denzel, you know. Saying you can get it versus saying you can get it, but not right now. Kind of got a little more respect for a woman that's going to make me earn it than just give it up to me on the first time we meet at a bar, you know. Now, she might give it to me at first, and as we get to know each other, she tighten it up and say, hey, you like that first night. Guess what? The first one is always free. Now you're addicted. You're going to pay for this. You know, you got some sisters and some brothers like that too. You know, I say sisters, you know, some sisters, they might, you know, but the bottom line is they putting value on themselves. Who's going to put, you're the only person that can put value on yourself. I can't give you value. I can't place value on you. You have to place value on yourself. And you have to, and I stand in a position that my vote in me, and I'm a representation of my people. My vote has value, and me as a independent black man in America, I have to stand in a position of value. You want it, you can get it, but it ain't gonna come free, bro. You're gonna earn it. And as I said on the last broadcast, even a sex worker got a value for their work. You gonna pay for it. You ain't getting it free. And it's time for black people to stop giving up the goods for free. They've been abusing us, cheating on us. Some of them literally raping us. They taking it. Right now, honestly speaking, right now, I feel the Democratic Party is trying to take it from us. And if it's like, and I'm almost done. One of the biggest things that happen in schools, in colleges, is what they call date rape. They'll slip a Mickey or whatever. They do whatever they can to get it from the girl in hopes that she don't remember it. Or, that's how I feel the Democratic Party is doing us. They're trying to slip us a Mickey with Joe Biden. They're trying to get us drunk with platitudes. They're trying to get us they're trying to use tactics to get us to relax and be easy. Because sometimes we guys, man, we're horrible. We know if we give that girl one drink, it ain't going to be enough. We gotta, especially when we were told that if we can get her a little drink, couple of drinks, it's more easy. She tend to let loose and she tend to get a little flirty, or let me use the term, little slutty. If we can you give her 4 drinks, man, she get real frisky. And guess what we do? We gonna give her 4 drinks. You do realize those drinks, at least you got to pay for those drinks. She ain't getting frisky without you giving her some drinks. The Democratic Party don't even want to give us no drink. Bro, at least give us 4 or 5 policies, Joe Biden. I might be a little more relaxed. I might even be a little frisky and might get frisky with you a little bit, even though I don't like you behind. But at least you're giving something up. Anyway, I know y'all saying, bro, you crazy, man. I know I am. Anyway, doggone desk breaking on me. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of the Rob Report. Occasionally I'll do these long reports. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Make sure it's on always. You can support the Super Chat, if you desire. Stay tuned to the Bobby Brown Show. The Bobby Brown Show is usually live at 11 p.m. where we talk about everything: politics, lifestyle, entertainment, sports, whatever. And that's the live show. And hey, for those who are a little more on the spiritual end, I do have a show. It's not for everybody, called Winning with Love with Bobby. That's on Facebook. You can go check that out too. And I'm also on Spotify. I'm putting my 5-minute teachings, guru-style teachings on loving people on that Spotify. You'll get a quick, what I call the 5-minute quick lesson on love on that particular show. It's a spiritual show, and if you're not spiritual, don't go, okay? Because you ain't gonna be able to handle the stuff that I said. If you're not working on your spirituality, I am working on my spirituality very aggressively. And for those who want to join me on that journey, if you're working on your spirituality, you can go there to the Winning with Love with Bobby Facebook group and the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel got probably 10 people subscribed. But love is not mamby-pamby. I do want you to know that. Love will be in your face in a minute. Love ain't always pretty, but it's necessary. Anyway, I'm done. Let me see who else is up here. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. I'm gonna put back on BobTVNYC.com. I'm gonna put the No Slut Voting 2020 shirt up if you wanna purchase it. The money will go back into this. I mean, I really haven't been. I don't like to push stuff that I don't like to ask people for money. I guess give people opportunity to be a blessing. But I know the people that make the shirt ain't gonna make it for free. So I'm gonna put the shirt up there, and if you want to get it, you can. But I'm not into profiting, I don't like that. I don't like people profiting off. I'm in Harlem and I'm seeing these brothers in Harlem. Man, they selling Black Lives Matter shirt, pictures with George Floyd and everybody on it, and none of that money is going toward the family. All that money is going into their pocket. To me, that's low grade capitalism, bro. I can't do that, you know. But I do want you to send a message to political parties that you're not going to be their slut. You're just not going to do it. All right, I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.